I'm a hero, I'm for hire, I'm a seller, I'm a buyer. Conversations with me in the lounge as we scream. You know me, my Morgan, subject boy, follow him. I'm the comic man. I'm the comic man.
Welcome back, true believers, to the last episode of Good Cinema. So the reason we're doing this is because I'm gonna merge the good cinema with the bad cinema. We're gonna call it good or bad cinema ? So good or bad cinema, and so you're gonna do a little synergy, put them together, and it should be fun. We're gonna do it more like style where we'll put a poll in the chat. Do you think this movie's good? Actually, there's a poll in the chat right now. Is Beverly Hills Cop one of the greatest comedies of the 1980s? ? So I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, I voted on my own poll. So I voted yes. But so what we're going to do is we're going to put them both together. And our first episode next week, because, some people used to make fun of this movie. But nowadays, it's really considered a classic in a lot of people's eyes. And, of course, I'm talking about 1991's Point Break. So we're just asking, is Point Break the best surf movie of all time? I don't know. You ask us, you tell us. We're going to vote on this if it's good or bad. So I think it's great. I think it's peak Swayze. You got Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey, Lori Petty, I can't remember his name, but there's another guy, John McKinley or something's his name. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that. And the last Friday Night Frights, because I'm giving that show to Tony, although I will still be his co-host for eternity or however long we're here on this earth. But my last episode of that will be tomorrow, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're reviewing Maximum Overdrive. So
one of the greatest soundtracks ever.
Yes. Who made who?
Yeah.
Who made you?
DT.
And then, of course, the Sunday show is always at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about some absolute awesomeness, I guess you could say. Absolute Wonder One annual comes out next week. Anyway, so I guess that's all we got for the day. But this movie, you're reviewing tonight, of course, Beverly Hills Cop from 1984. Eddie Murphy was already becoming a star with stand-up comedy and all his other stuff that he was doing. Saturday Night Live. He just got off Saturday Night Live. He'd had a lot of success in 48 Hours and Trading Places. This was his third, I think, movie. This is the one, and I believe this is the first one. I guess you consider this one the first one where he is the number one top star in the film, right? He is the top billing of this movie. So it's kind of unheard of at the time.
Star role.
A black actor to be in a major starring role and not just be like a part of the cast or an ensemble cast. Really, honestly, it was. I mean, I know they've done it before, but I'm talking about a major Hollywood film. And because this is when we realized that Eddie Murphy, and look, guys, I'm going to tell you something I think about Eddie Murphy. This is maybe a crazy opinion. We had the top guys, box office guys of the 80s.
Yep.
Definitely Schwarzenegger, right? Stallone. And I don't know what you guys think, but I would put Eddie Murphy the same level. Yeah. He was a box office superstar. And he's just a great, he's one of the funniest guys to ever live.
Yep.
We got some great, Judge Reinhold, of course, is in it too, and all these other great actors. There's some good actors in it. And a lot of character actors you would recognize from, I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up real quick. But the guy that was Billy Rosewood's partner, John Ashton. Unfortunately, John Ashton passed away last year after they did the last Beverly Hills Cop 4. He passed away a few months later. But John Ashton, if you remember, I don't know if anybody remembers the movie with Robert De Niro called Midnight Run, where he was a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He was this competing bounty hunter, John Ashton was. And actually, the guy that plays the police chief Uh,
Ronny Cox.
Ronny Cox, he was one of the evil guys in
And
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah, the corporate guy. That's like the person who actually played a bad guy. But let's share the IMDb. We're going to do something a little differently this time. We'll first look at the IMDb page, then we'll look at the Wikipedia page. There's kind of two different things goes on. Okay, so you got here. There's the trailer for it. We'll just have it playing on silent in the background because there's let's put it this way. There's Pointer Sister music and all kinds of stuff playing in the trailer, so you'll definitely get hit for that. It was directed by Martin Brest, written by Daniel Petrie Jr. and Danilo Bach, starred Eddie Murphy, Judge Reinhold, and John Ashton. The reason I'm showing you this is because there's some shows you a little info on it. Here's the cast. There's pictures. We've got Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley, Judge Reinhold as Detective Billy Rosewood, who you may remember from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. John Ashton as Sergeant Taggart. Lisa Eilbacher as Jenny Summers. Ronny Cox as
gorgeous.
Lieutenant Bogomil. Stephen Berkoff, who you may remember from Rambo 2 First Blood, and several other movies where he plays a Russian bad guy or something. Steve Berkoff is Victor Maitland. James Russo was Mickey Tandino. Jonathan Banks as Zach. Stephen Elliott as Chief Hubbard. Gilbert R. Hill as Inspector Todd, who's one of the most memorable characters in the movie, and he's not even in it that long.
Yeah.
Also, we got Paul Reiser is in it. This is one of his first roles. You may remember Paul Reiser. He was on a sitcom called Mad About You in the early '90s, and he was also Burke in Aliens. And he's
Can't
also
skip over Belky Bartokamus.
I'm not there yet.
Oh,
So Ronson Pinchot as Serge. He was in the show Perfect Strangers as Balky Bartokamus, and that was a great show. I think it's a highly underrated, underappreciated '80s sitcom. And he was also in True Romance and several other movies. And we got a lot of other. There you go. We showed you most of the main guys.
You know who's on here though? As a no name, Jonathan Banks was on this as a no name. Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, Jonathan
There he
Banks
is.
is Zach.
Yeah.
Also, it says there's a little trivia here. It says, okay, the storyline is father murders childhood friend, streetwise plainclothes Detroit detective Axel Foley takes matters into his own hands and heads to the glamorous streets of Beverly Hills. But as he tries to crack the case with unconventional tactics, Foley soon locks horns with Lieutenant Andrew Bogomil, who wants him out of town. Now, having the odds stacked against him, Axel must join forces with detectives John Taggart and Billy Rosewood to delve deeper into the crime world of Beverly Hills. However, this is a white-knuckle race against the clock, and the question remains, will Foley's complete disregard for proper procedure bear fruit, or will his rule-bending methods land him in an even deeper trouble? The tagline for the movie was, in Detroit, a cop learns to take the heat. In L.A., he learns to keep his cool.
I like that.
Trivia. Eddie Murphy, John Ashton, and Judge Reinhold improvised most of their comic lines. Nearly hundreds of takes were ruined by cast members, actors, or the director laughing so hard during shooting. During the Super Cop's monologue, Ashton is pinching his face hard and looking down in apparent frustration. But what he's actually doing is laughing. Reinhold puts his hand in his pocket and pinched his thigh really hard, trying to prevent himself from laughing. And there's a goof up in the movie when Axel throws Maitland's henchman over the buffet table at the Harrow Club. It's clearly a bigger body, burly stunt double doing the throwing, not Axel. Scott
That's when
Murphy's character of Detective Owensby is misspelled as Detective Owenby in the credits.
the banquet table scenes when Jonathan Banks takes one for the team. He's the villain.
Oh yeah, he takes one for the team. Oh, forgot to look at the chat. Yeah, Jonathan Banks is a villain here. Inspector Todd, best boss or his worst boss. I don't know. This is.
I loved him, man. I loved him.
But Here we go. We're going to share the Wikipedia page. We won't go over as much this time like we did last time. It was kind of so we don't have to go over it's a buddy cop movie and all that stuff. Well, it's really just it's kind of a solo thing for him. But so the movie had a $13 million budget. You guys want to know how much money it made at the box office though?
$300 million.
$320 million.
Wow.
Ooh.
It's a shame.
It was produced by two big famous producers, Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Nice.
Music by Harold Faltermeyer, and it's got one of the greatest soundtracks of the 1980s. We got songs by Glenn Fry and the Pointer Sisters, and of course we got Axel F. Well, besides Knight Rider and Miami Vice, one of the greatest instrumental theme songs of all time, right, guys? So anyway, in 1977, Paramount Pictures executive Don Simpson came up with a movie idea about a cop from East LA who transferred to Beverly Hills. Screenwriter, that's a long time before they did this. Danilo Bach was called in to write the screenplay. Bach pitched his idea to Simpson and Paramount in 1981 under the name Beverly Drive about a cop from Pittsburgh named Eli Axel. However, the script was a straight action film, and Bach was forced to make changes to the script. But after a few attempts, the project went stale. With the success of Flashdance in 1983, Simpson saw the Beverly Hills film as his next big project. Daniel Petrie Jr. was brought in to do rewrites for the script, and Paramount loved his humorous approach to the project. With the lead character now named Axel Eli from Detroit, producer Jerry Bruckheimer claimed that the role of Axel Foley was first offered to Mickey Rourke, who signed a $400,000 holding contract to do the film. But when revisions and other preparations took longer than expected, Rourke left the project to do another film. Martin Brest was offered to direct the film, but turned it down as he felt the film's concept was too similar to the movie Coogan's Bluff from 1968. David Cronenberg, can you imagine him doing this movie? They'd have had like two heads and shit. David Cronenberg was offered to direct the film, but he also turned it down. So here's the kicker, guys, though. Sylvester Stallone was originally considered for the part of Axel Foley. But Stallone gave the script a dramatic rewrite, removing all the story's humor and turning the film back into a standard action film. So basically, he turned it into Cobra.
Yeah.
In one of the previous drafts written for Stallone, the character of Billy Rosewood was called Sidon, and was killed off halfway through the script during one of the action scenes. Stallone had renamed the lead character to Axel Cobretti to Axel Cobretti. Does that sound familiar, Tony?
Oh yeah, I know.
With a character Michael Tandino being his brother and Jenny Summers playing his love interest. Stallone has said that the script for Beverly Hills Cop would have looked like the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan on the beaches of Normandy. What?
Jeez.
Believe it or not, the finale was me in a stolen Lamborghini playing chicken with an oncoming freight train being driven by the ultra slimy bad guy. Oh my God. How much cocaine was Stallone on at this time? Yeah. Producer Don Simpson let it be known that he did not want to move forward with Stallone's revisions. Since Stallone was not willing to negotiate the rewrite, Simpson asked writer Charles Chip Proser if he could return the script to previous iteration while leaving most of Stallone's character revisions intact. However, Proser found the task and turnaround time preposterous. He said, they offered me to rewrite when it was nothing more than Stallone and an exotic gun, which was pretty ridiculous. Remember screenwriter Chip Proser, who would later write an unaccredited rewrite of Simpson and Bruckheimer's Top Gun. According to co-producer Don Simpson, Stallone's new script spent too much time on the star soaping down his muscles. Stallone ultimately dropped out 2 weeks before filming was to start, ostensibly to concentrate on Rhinestone. That movie is terrible, but it's funny. His next picture, Stallone later used the bulk of his ideas for the basis of the 1986 film Cobra. And it says that Don Simpson would later tell friends the story. It's impossible to corroborate, but how he finally got Stallone off the project and got the project back on track. He and Stallone had a mutual interest in youth treatments, as Simpson knew of a Swiss doctor who was experimenting with injections of sheep hormone that increased tumescence. I can't say that word. See if I can find a way to pronounce it here. Tumescence. Okay, never mind. Simpson managed to get Stallone's name put on the top of the list. Simpson boasted to a friend for an appointment with a very exclusive doctor. Stallone flew to Switzerland, and Simpson promptly continued work on Beverly Hills Cop without him. 2 days later, the film producers, Simpson and Bruckheimer, convinced Eddie Murphy to replace Stallone in filming, prompting more rewrites as Murphy felt the script was not funny enough. Besides Stallone and Rourke, other actors were considered for the role of Axel Foley, including Richard Pryor, Al Pacino, and James Caan. And Harrison Ford was also offered the role of Axel Foley, but he turned it down flat. The final shooting draft of the script, which was extensively revised with Murphy's input, was not completed until the day production began.
Oh wow!
And the soundtrack was released on MCA Records. It won a Grammy Award for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. It featured 3 top 10 singles on the Billboard 100. The instrumental title tune, Axel F. I have that on 45, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Composed and performed by Harold Faltermeyer, and the Glenn Frey song, The Heat Is On, and Neutron Dance, as performed by the Pointer Sisters. Patti LaBelle had a song called New Attitude on the album, too. So there we go. It's got an 83% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
On the street.
So there you go, guys. That is the story of Beverly Hills. And I'm gonna start. I'll start on the bottom row tonight. Start with Aaron down here.
Whoa!
Aaron just watched it. Aaron.
Yeah, I loved it.
Your
Loved
thoughts
it.
about Beverly Hills Cop.
It was awesome because I didn't know Jonathan Banks was on there. Of course, who the hell was Jonathan Banks in the 80s, right? Nobody knew that. Right? But it was cool seeing a young Jonathan Banks. But it's cool seeing Eddie Murphy just outwit everybody, and just pull one over on everybody, put a freaking banana in the tailpipe, all that stuff.
Banana in the tailpipe.
He's from Detroit. He's unapologetically from Detroit, so he doesn't care about his car. He lies a lot. He's not exactly honest all the time.
His character was a crook before he became a cop.
Yeah.
And like he told Billy Rosewood, I think in like part 2 or maybe part 1, he says, "I used to bend a few laws."
When he opens the door with a pick or something.
Yeah, piece of foil from a chair. I don't know if that would actually work, but I'll tell you something later about. I told Jeff about this movie, but what do you think, Jeff? What are your memories and thoughts of rewatching this film? And
when I watched it, Eddie Murphy was, like you say, Eddie Murphy was on the top of the world at that point. Every movie he was popping up in was one of the blockbusters of whenever it came out. Golden Child, the list was on. But it was hilarious. It was fun. It had action. I love Judge Reinhold. I love a lot of the characters in the movie, and it also had like a good plot line, and there was tension. Like they said, it was a race against time. So you're like, is he gonna find the bad guys? But man, I shudder to think what that movie would have been if it wasn't Eddie. It's just like, it would have been a completely, I don't even know.
If it had been Stallone, it would have been Cobra.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. I mean, and no shade on Stallone. I like Stallone action movies, most of them. But this isn't a Stallone movie. I'm sorry, it's not. Just not. And it's not a De Niro movie or a Al Pacino movie or any of those other guys either.
Oh. No, I can't imagine Mickey Rourke in it either.
No, not at that.
No, you see, like, please, no. It's like the old saying about, like, you hear some of these guys that are going to be cast in these old movies, like the original New Hope Star Wars. one of the guys that auditioned to be Han Solo was Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's I wonder. I kind of wonder what I'd like to see that screen test. I would just like to see that screen test.
It would be so entertaining, but it would have changed the whole feel of Star Wars, I think. But
yeah, but like
just
I don't
his
know.
cadence, I don't know.
The hesitation in his voice.
Yeah,
and
just that don't fit Star Wars.
So-
You needed Mark Hamill's young, innocent kind of
Can you see? Yeah,
not street smart.
can you see Mark Hamill telling Christopher Walken, "What you're going to take us in this bucket of bolts?"
Yeah.
What? I know. Sure. Look like
First of all,
kid.
watch how you
it
talk to
wrote.
me.
It went on the and it.
Yeah.
No, I would have no.
Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, Tony.
Oh, dude. I mean, this is like a childhood. This is a childhood favorite of mine. I remember watching it. When I saw it at the video store, picked up the videotape. You know, saw Eddie sitting on the Mercedes on the front of the videotape, and I was familiar because I'd watched 48 Hours and I'd watched Trading Places, and I remember him doing Buckwheat on Saturday Night Live, so I knew who Eddie Murphy was, and I knew I was in for a good time after you come on, you're hearing the Pointer Sisters, you see the scenes of all the cities, and then the first thing you see is Eddie Murphy. I gotta do it. Be like, see this? These are very popular cigarettes with the children. See, it's a federal tax stamp. You can't beat that. You're no cleaner than that. Talk to me, tell me something. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh shit. And then the whole path of destruction.
Yeah,
And then
he's
just
like,
seeing,
he gets all this shit because. What about Tony? He gets in all this shit because he's haggling with this guy over the price in a sting operation.
Yeah.
So in the first 5 minutes from the chase, and the cops going, Foley, we should have known it was you. And Inspector Todd chewing his ass off. That I will point that Gil Hill at the time didn't know this, but found out when I was a adult or a teenager that Gil Hill was an actual Beverly Hills Cop. He was actually a president of the city council of Detroit. So for them to actually get him to do these was pretty cool. And so, yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to be a really awesome movie. I knew Billy. I knew, damn it, Judge Reinhold's character from Fast Times. So, yeah, I mean, it just. I can sit here and talk 30 minutes about this movie. I love this movie so freaking much.
Yeah, I do too.
And Tony, how stoked were you when you found out Beverly Hills Cop 2 was coming out?
I was fucking ecstatic, dude.
I was ecstatic, dude. I was so happy. I bought the soundtrack before I saw the movie. I knew it was going to be a banger soundtrack, just like the first one. All right, Jean Below, what do you remember about this movie? And what do you think about it?
First of all, my favorite character is Serge. Come on, button that up there. We see all the hair. It's not sexy.
Oh, you remember that? Oh, you meant like, hold on. I'll play it. Here, John, hold on. Going to find the clip. Here we go.
Fan, my name is Serge, and how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Miss Jenny Summers.
She's very busy today. Maybe you give me your name?
Give me your name.
It's great.
And I was thinking about Bronson Pinchot talks nothing like that.
Yeah, and
Hilarious.
what does he say? Akmel.
Yeah.
Akmel.
Also, since Tony mentioned the chief here, we got to play this part.
I hate when you do that.
Then stop then, all right?
It's childish.
Is that fucking Foley in here?
All right, there's Todd. It's showtime, okay?
Hey, boss, I know.
Hold on.
I
can almost recite
get over
that
all the
whole
Marvel.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Tony.
He says the F word like 12 times, at least 20 times.
I could
That
give all the
shootout scene,
Marvel
I
in
could
that
just
top
favorite.
locker room.
almost word for word.
Serge is
Fuck you come off going undercover without authorization from me. What the fuck is this all about? You want to play some fucking bullshit cowboy cop? Go do it in somebody else's precinct.
Don't you want to hear my side of the story?
I like where he's like, what's your fucking side of the story? He's like, well, no, what? Actually, what's your side of the story? He changes his attitude immediately. Go ahead, John. I didn't mean to interrupt all you. What you were saying.
okay. No, I know, but it was a fucking funny movie. See, I said fuck. So, yeah, it was a great movie. I mean, the action was there, the pace was there. You were never bored. You were either laughing or on the seat of your pants. The whole
There's
movie.
some good tension there too, some good suspense.
Well, I think what happened in the 80s was like, and I kind of credit 48 Hours as being the first one to do this, but it's where you get a movie that's got intense action scenes, it's got a pretty cool suspenseful plot, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
So
and they just cut
Eddie
it.
Murphy
You
was
just
good for
cut
a part like that,
the
yeah.
humor right
And I'll
at
keep
the,
bringing it back
the
on
right
Todd.
spot.
What, Tony?
I was gonna say I know I keep bringing it back on Todd, but about the fact that he was a real cop. But that part later on, I don't know if you got a clip for it when he tells me, he said, "I didn't just walk in from the cotton fields. Whoever killed your friend wouldn't worry about your narrow ass or besides you be beside him in the wheat meat wagon."
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're narrow ass. Yeah.
he knew.
I didn't have that clip. Unfortunately, I don't have that clip. But also, I told Jeff when we were watching a little bit of it earlier today, I used to have like a little pellet gun, and back when we were kids, they didn't really make them all like orange and bright. They look like real guns, right? So I had a pellet pistol that looked like a 45. It was black. And when I saw this movie the first time, I would go around the house with it tucked in the back of my belt like Eddie Murphy, like Axel Foley, and pretend like I was Axel Foley. And because Eddie Murphy was my hero growing up, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I used to be kind of like in the theater, like still in school, and I wanted to be like I got a paper somewhere in a notebook or some kind of in a folder, some trapper keeper of mine, where the teacher said, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "I want to be like Eddie Murphy and be on Saturday Night Live." Because that was my goal in life. And she's like, "Well, that's not really realistic." They were like kind of shit all over my dream. But I don't know. I used to like I like to put on shows to the family. Like we try to try out my stand up. That was kind of like a dream of mine at one point, but I didn't have the guts to go through it. But anyway, this movie is just great. Like I said, it's like kind of the beginning of like the 80s comedy action kind of thing. Was this 148 Hours of Eddie Murphy movies, and Eddie Murphy just like steals the show. And this became, I think, this movie, like he'd already done well with 48 Hours and Trading Places, but that was more an ensemble thing, right? To me,
Yeah, it's
this one where he really shined as just like this guy this is his vehicle. He was cast to do this part. I know he wasn't the original person, but he's like one of these people. Like when he does this movie, it's like, okay, The Godfather. I can't imagine anybody else being Michael Corleone. I can't imagine anybody else being Han Solo except Harrison Ford, and I can't imagine anybody else but Axel Foley and being Eddie Murphy being Axel Foley. So it's just a great movie. And next we'll kind of go.
I bought the soundtrack through Columbia CDs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred Coffee Monster. Hey, Sabrina.
Hey, Coffee Monster.
If you haven't seen our interview that we did last night, please go check it out. It's still up on my YouTube channel. And we'll play a couple more clips just because.
Eddie Murphy is,
Well, you might see this clip from Mad Spidey show when people start talking about sports, but I had to put it on here.
About you in the truck. Jeffrey, will you listen to me?
So
listen, I am not listening to you. I'm ignoring you. La 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 la. I am not listening to.
And then there's another scene where I don't have the clip where he puts the banana in the tailpipe, but he sends out a waiter from this Beverly Hills Hotel. And he talks his way into the Beverly Hills Hotel telling he works for Rolling Stone. And he's going to be interviewing Michael Jackson. He goes, well, you know what? My article was going to be about Michael Jackson, but I'm just going to talk about how is Michael Jackson so famous. But the guy interviewed him can't be in this hotel because he's black. He just goes off on him. They give him the hotel. Well, he's giving the guys all the food. He puts the bananas in their tailpipe. And if you know anything about a car, if you plug up the tailpipe, it's not going to run very well.
No.
They don't make them like Eddie Murphy. You're right. That's for damn sure.
And I will add, since you're talking about the banana in the tailpipe scene, we get a cameo of Damon Wayans.
Yep. Yes, Damon Wayans gives him the bananas. We pointed that out. He's in it. Actually,
playing a fruit, handing out fruit.
Yeah. Chris Rock is actually in part 2 as well. He always gave young black comedians like a shot in a movie like this. He always like tried to help other actors out. So, but I got this part where the other 2 guys follow him after they take Rosewood and all of them off of his tail.
Morning, officers. What y'all, the second team?
We're the first team.
Yeah, we're not for a banana in the tailpipe.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
It should be more natural, brother. It should flow out like this. Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Hang around this dude too low.
Hey, Collector P, how you doing? And then you got so you've been hanging out with this guy too long. And another one of my favorite clips is when he goes to talk to Victor Maitland at the, I think it's like the Polo Lounge or somewhere, like some fancy Beverly Hills country club. And
to that Ramon, the fella he met about a week ago, tell him that Ramon went to the clinic today, and I found out that I have herpes simplex 10.
Herpes simplex 10.
And I probably
simplex 10. Write that down.
Because he asked him, why don't you let me tell me what the message is? And I'll tell Mr. Maitland, what's going on. So he just puts on this crazy story. There's no way in hell this guy wants to tell Victor Maitland this, right? So.
And I think Victor should go check himself out with his physician to make sure everything is fine before things start falling off on the man.
Perhaps you better tell him that.
He knew that guy wouldn't tell him.
He knew he wasn't going to tell him, but so anyway, they kind of fall out of town. There's they finally he starts. There's one part. Me or Jeff watching it, we're like saying he would have probably had like bleeding. He'd have been bleeding like a stuck pig if somebody actually threw you through a plate glass window like that. They just throw him. He gets arrested for it, but because he doesn't identify himself as a police officer right away. So, but then like Rosewood and gang, they're like. Loudermilk tells him to escort him out of town and put him on a plane at the airport. Make sure he leaves city limits or whatever. And don't come back to my town. This is Beverly Hills. We don't do that kind of shit here. So he talks them. These guys are Axel's a bad influence on the 2 guys though, because he decides to take them to a strip club. He said, "Come on, guys." And so they go to the strip club. And he's like, he's trying to get what does he say? Something about getting a boner? He's like, he can't do it. So he's on duty. So he's trying hard because I'm not on duty though. And they're in this strip club. And so this is where they all start to bond though, right, Jeff? They all, because there's a guy in there and Axel Foley clocks him right away. He puts on his police hat. He's like, yeah, these guys are just sitting here. They got some heavy coats on. It's Beverly Hills. We're in California. It's not the kind of weather for that. And he's like, he tells, I can't even remember his name. Hold on.
Taggart.
He tells Taggart, are you going to back me up? He's like, yeah. So Taggart sees it. And Taggart's a veteran cop. So he's like, okay, there's something going on. And they stopped the guys. They were going to rob a strip club, which I've never seen anybody want to rob a strip club. But I guess they do have a lot of ones. But you're going to be taking out a lot of ones. But anyway, maybe rob the customers. I don't know, but it seems like a very amateur kind of thing to rob. But don't you think, Jeff? Yeah. So
sorry, my mic was off. Yes.
They stop them, and they're kind of like. Loudermilk's like, how the hell do y'all get in this? And so he talks to Rosewood and into going in there, and they find out too. It's one thing I always learned in this movie. I didn't realize. I don't know if it's true, but he discovers the coffee grounds, right? And he says that's a good way of getting drug dogs to hide, because you find out Victor Maitland's like a art importer exporter, and that would be a perfect way to smuggle drugs into a country if you're a trusted importer exporter. So they find out that Maitland's doing that, and they kidnap his friend. And I'm surprised they didn't make her his love interest, to be honest with you, but it might have been because it's 1984, but she's really
honestly
pretty.
I like it better this way.
Yeah, but they're friends that grew up together, and they're looking for the guy that killed their friend. They all grew up in the system. I think they were foster kids or something. So they grew up together.
Jenny.
And like a foster kid. Yeah, Jenny. And she works for Maitland, and then you find all this stuff. But like, you know, they go and rescue her at the end of it. There's a great shootout scene at the end of it. I like when Billy's like, freeze, put your guns down. They all start shooting at him. He goes, I don't think he's talked loud enough. But so, you know, they say, you know, at the end of it, it's a good movie. But I just want to go and we'll talk about the casting a little bit. And we'll start with Jean Malone. What do you think of the acting in the movie?
The action was way up there. I mean, it kept you on the edge of your seat the whole movie. And there's always a little bit of comedy interjected in between the action scenes, so it lightens the pace a bit.
Hey, Steve.
But I mean, the acting was top notch. I mean, Eddie Murphy's nuts, first of all, okay, and his two sidekicks. You couldn't have picked better actors to play those roles because they look so innocent. That's the best word I can find there. They look so innocent next to him. And the scene that really got me is when he sneaks up to the car while these two are waiting for him, and he gets back. He says, I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy. He has that maniacal look on his face. You could see that there was chemistry between these three guys.
Yeah, I agree. It's great.
Friends. They were probably good friends. By the end of the movie, they were probably really great friends.
What do you think, Tony, about the casting and all that stuff, the acting in it?
Well, I think the casting is freaking perfect. I love. There's a lot, like Jean said. There's a lot of stuff with the comedy and the seriousness, because you could tell that Axel loves effing with these two guys. He loves messing with them, but at the same time, when it's time to be serious, it's time to be serious. Because at the strip club, you got Taggart going, saying this guy's getting on my damn nerves, but he looks him right in the eyes and goes, "No bullshit this time." And when he said that, he knew that Eddie was being serious. And then during the shootout, you know, he's laughing his ass off while they're trying to climb the wall. But when the guns start firing, the first thing he does is runs to Taggart, go, "You all right?" You know.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool that even though he liked effing with them, he didn't want them getting hurt. And then the thing about Bogomil, you know, Bogomil really did want to help him, but he was bogged down in police procedure. And then the final thing, the thing about the coffee grounds, that was proven 2 years ago not to be true, because some idiots decided to smuggle their drugs in the country, doing the exact same thing they did in the movie, and they got popped. So, but yeah, man. I mean, you're gonna hear me say this a lot. This for me, this movie's perfect. It's got a great blend of, got a great cast, great characters, and it's just freaking awesome.
I like what Sabrina said. She's quoting the movie. Billy, you saved my life. I don't think I'll ever be able to repay you, but as a token of my appreciation, I want you to have this fine Beverly Palm robe. Every time you get out of the shower and you're dripping wet for the rest of your life, I want you to think about our friendship and what you think about Axel Foley. Love you, Billy.
Yeah.
He basically stole the fucking robe. Because
you're gonna steal it. I want some slippers. You want a Beverly Palm? He tells, what's her name? You want a Beverly Palm robes? I'll get you one. And like he takes full advantage. Like he seems like the kind of guy. He comes up with. He just kind of like Axel Foley's kind of guy that like improvises the entire plan, and he just wings it. Like he don't know how he's going to pay for this hotel room. You know, he's like $250 a night. So imagine $250 a night back then. What would $250 a night be now? This was like 1984, 85.
That's expensive back then.
He was there for 5 days.
Yeah, he's there for 5 days. And like also the thing is about the movie, what's great is when we go into part 2, Loudermilk and Rosewood and Taggart are all buddies. They all go fishing together and hang out. And
Yeah.
you know what? Beverly Hills Cop 2 is a banger of a movie too. You get the great, which ironically Brigitte Nelson's in that, and she was Stallone's wife for like 2 years.
Yep.
And great characters in that one too. The guy that played Ziggy or whatever on Quantum Leap was in it, I think. And it's a great movie. It's another great movie. This one's probably the pinnacle to me though, just because I don't know, like he's kind of
original,
like the typical kind of like he's not like a Dirty Harry road cop, but he's kind of like I'm going to try to turn. We'll try to bend a few corners here so we can solve this crime. And he's got like also the stakes are higher because they murdered a friend of his.
Yep.
So he's got to he's worried about that. But I thought the casting was great too. But what do you think, Aaron? The casting and the acting and all that?
The casting was awesome. The whole movie flowed right from the truck scene in the beginning and the cigarettes and him doing things his own way, and trying to bust these guys. He wanted to make sure that it was a large enough money was transferred to him so he could really bust them. But he always pissed off his boss and stuff. And it was cool that his friend showed up, and that you find out more about the character. You find out that they were criminals, really stealing cars and doing stuff. So he's got this shady side to him.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, I learned something new today because I always thought it was bearer bonds. It's bearer bonds.
Right.
I don't know, for the years I thought that. I guess because I was a kid and I didn't know what they were saying. But I looked it up today. A bearer bond is like whoever has the bond owns it. So like you know what? There's no tracing it, right? You can't trace where it came from. Yeah. And so that's why they're using those bearer bonds to I always said it differently. I always hear things weirdly in my head for some reason.
Well, I hear things weirdly too. Like every time they said Axel, I heard him say asshole. And I think they wrote that name in for that reason.
Well, and the guy who gets thrown on the buffet table.
Yeah, that guy, Jonathan.
Is one great bad guy.
Yeah, and he
has the face of a bad guy. I could never be friends with that asshole.
I know, and he ends up being awesome in Breaking Bad, decades later. Right now, now everyone loves him, and Better Call Saul too. He was great in that. So that's always a surprise to me when I go back and watch an old movie, and then you're like, "Whoa!"
Well, the poll is a landslide right now. It says, which is kind of weird. I thought it was going to be 100%, but it's is Beverly Hills Cop one of the best 1980s comedies? 91% say yes, and 9% say no.
Well, it's the way you phrased it, because probably people are thinking of funny 80s movies. Where I would argue that though Eddie Murphy, no matter what's happening, even when he's quiet, there's some innately funny thing about him. You know what I mean? It's like he's funny.
My favorite 80s movies is History of the World Part 1. So
yeah, people say that this probably wouldn't rank on their top 10 as funniest. It's lighthearted. It's awesome. It's cool. It's
the Inquisition.
Jeff, what do you think of the acting and the casting?
The big thing for me with this movie is not every comedian can transition from stand-up onto the silver screen, but Eddie Murphy just seemed to, I don't know, man, just glide right on there like he'd been there forever. And he knew when to be funny. He knew when to be, serious or whatever. Like even that little scene where his buddy from back in the day when they were kids stealing cars, and he asked him, he's like, "Hey man, why didn't you tell on me when you got arrested?" And the guy's like, "I love you, man." Like it's like two kids from back in the hood. You don't rat on your buddies. So it showed that little side of him that's honorable. You don't rat on your buddies, and I don't know. He's just
honor amongst thieves.
Yeah, but I know Eddie had already done 48 Hours, and that brought him onto the scene. But I think this movie really shot him up, man.
9 out of 10 for me.
The thing about it too is with the casting and the acting, the cast is just stellar. They got a great ensemble cast that really complement Eddie Murphy's style.
Yep.
And like Jeff said, he was not like he never went to Juilliard or Actor Studio. He learned what he learned performing stand-up comedy and being on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And he started at a young age. I mean, he was like doing stand-up when he was like 16 or 17, I think. He was at the time cast on Saturday Night Live. He was the youngest cast member in Saturday Night Live history. I think he still is.
Yeah, that's another part of it is like his stand-up. I mean, everybody's seeing his stand-up. His stand-up is pretty blue, and in this movie, he wasn't over the top blue.
No.
That's not his strength. His strength is straight up comedic timing, and he's Eddie Murphy, man.
And he's a born performer. Like he's just one of these guys when you see him on the silver screen, he just like lights the whole movie up. Like every time you see him, even if it's a movie that's poorly received. Initially, Golden Child was poorly received, but now you look back at it, it's pretty freaking brilliant. Like I think, and I'm sure we'll be reviewing it one of these days. But I'm kind of sad to see Good Cinema ending, but I'm kind of happy that we're kind of putting the two shows together because it doesn't mean we can't do good bad movies. It's just a different kind of show. But this is the last episode of Good Cinema. But overall thoughts, and then I'll rate it. Hey, Fable. Hey, buddy.
What's up, Fable?
I'm glad you stopped by. Everybody, please give my man a follow if you're not following him. Also, Coffee Monster. She is a great person. We had fun talking to her last night. So just sub everybody up on the panel. We got Aaron here. Aaron's multi-talented. He does the comic book stuff, does music and stories. And we got Jean Below's a great guy. Well, we got a great group of people here. I just want to give you all your flowers before we go into final.
Last Good Cinema, man. Holy free.
Our final thoughts
and don't forget the host.
But
he's a great guy too.
Wait, hold on. Can you remember what the first Good Cinema was? What was it?
I believe it was Apocalypse Now.
I was gonna say that, dude. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm going to share the screen again, and we'll do it. We're going to do it the way we're going to be doing it from now on. The Good Cinema way, or the Good Bad Cinema. So you all guys in the audience can vote yes or no if you want to. But I'm going to go around the panel, and I will start with Aaron, since you're at the bottom there. Aaron, is this movie good or bad cinema?
Oh, it's absolutely 100% good. There's not a boring moment in there, and there's a purity to it too. Like they don't make movies like this anymore,
You would swear that this script was made for Eddie and he was the first choice, even though he wasn't.
Yeah.
But still, this movie is the reason why Eddie was catapulted into stardom. I mean, it's all there to witness.
Yeah. All right, Jean Below, is Beverly Hills Cop good cinema or bad cinema?
Well, being the Frenchman, I would say, as Serge would say, it was a good cinema. And button that up there. We don't like the hair sticking out. Come on.
And I'm going to have to agree.
Great movie. 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10, actually.
Oh. All right. Well, I have to agree with the rest of the panel. It's very, if I can say very good or stellar cinema, I would say that. But yeah, it's brings back a lot of memories. It's also you got to take into consideration the rewatchability.
Yeah,
I could watch this movie. I watched this movie today. I could watch it again tomorrow and still laugh at it. And still be entertained by it. And it's kind of some nostalgia for me. So I think the panel has spoken.
Yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop.
The best thing is to watch all 4 movies one after the other.
And it even has Hollywood Bullets, where the drywall could stop a bullet and all that stuff. And car doors.
But yeah, we all agree that it is good. So there you go. This is good cinema, not bad cinema. And if you've not seen this movie, I kind of feel sorry for you. You need to watch it. It's a great movie.
See you later, Tony.
They said I had to put up. Oh, did Tony leave?
He probably just misclicked or something.
Uh-oh. No, he's circling.
Or he got, who knows, internet
Oh, he's
connection.
back. There he is.
There he
No,
is.
he is. All right. Well, before we go, I will remind everybody that there is no Comic Lounge no more. I canceled the Comic Lounge. I tried to give it to WVogs18. Maybe everybody in the chat can send him a message and say, "Hey, Will, you got to start. You got to pick up the Comic Lounge because I don't need a show, but he needs a show. He's always good at directing my show and Aaron's show. So he needs to have his own show.
He needs to have his own.
So please, everybody, if you talk to WVogs18, say you need to carry on the Comic Lounge legacy, even though it wasn't on that long.
It was on for a good year, right?
Yeah.
He's a great sidekick on my show. So
my last episode of Friday Night Price Report is going to be completely Tony's show, Friday Night Price.
Maximum
Friday
Overdrive.
at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be reviewing Maximum Overdrive, starring Emilio Liz, and directed by Stephen King. It was the only movie he ever directed, and as Jeff said, one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And then my Sunday Super Show Extravaganza, 6 p.m. Eastern, new Comic Book Day preview. We preview all the latest in the new Comic Book Day and all that great stuff. And don't forget, next Monday, the beginning of Good Bad Cinema. And we asked the question, is Point Break the best surf movie? And we'll rate whether Point Break is good or bad cinema. Don't say anything, guys. We don't want to blow what our rating is. So, but anyway, we'll let the chat vote on it too.
How many live shows will you have?
Let me get through my spiel here. Then next Tuesday on Comic Conversations at 7 p.m. Eastern, my guest will be Destro is my spirit animal. He does a lot of G.I. Joe content. He talks about the storylines of Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, the cartoon. So he's a G.I. Joe fanatic like me and Big Jeff. So it should be a fun episode. I've considered whether I should have Jeff on with me to interview him, to be honest. So I don't know. We might do that, Jeff. All right. But yeah, he seems like a pretty cool dude, and he agreed to it. He didn't even know me. I just cold messaged him and said, "Hey," I told him what I was doing, and he agreed to it. So I'm interested. I like getting new people, new collectors. It doesn't have to always be comics, right, guys?
Yeah.
But we can take that off the screen now. But I would like to thank all my guests. But before we go, I will start with Jean Malot. Jean Malot. And I will give you the floor.
Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up for your YouTube shows?
Yeah. Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 9 p.m. I always have my Sunday night hangout. Anybody's welcome. I only have 5 spots on the panel, but I'd appreciate a lot of people in the chat. We talk about comic books, and most of the time we talk about everything except comic books. But we have fun. We laugh, and so and on Saturday nights, mostly I go on Mad Spidey's Outback at 7 p.m. and occasionally you'll see me on everybody else's show.
All right, thanks, John. All right, Tony, you're on the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's be awesome. So Saturday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, we're going to have another episode of Hanging Out with Grandpa Starscream, where I'm going to give away this little box of comics to somebody who's watching the show. I'll go through what's in there. I'm going to add a few things to it. That's, like I said, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on Saturday night. I'll be with Matt for the Super Show and Good Bad Cinema on Monday. I also need to point out, I told Voggs that the cover thing's Batman, but I may actually change it to, we lost Sal Buscema 4 days ago. I was sitting here thinking about it. So I may change it this week to your favorite Sal Buscema comics. So I'm sure
Spectacular
Will's gonna love that.
Spider-Man.
And then we'll go back to Batman.
Hell yeah. Well, hey Jeff, I saved a spot for you for the highlight in a minute. Go ahead, Tony. Tell them about your Friday Night Frights coming up in 2 weeks, and then what we got coming in the future for that.
Excuse me.
I might still help you pick some every now and then. The movies. I might help you pick a few, but
well, that's cool. Another thing, Saturday night, I'm going to do what I'm calling the State of the Comiverse address, which basically I got some stuff coming around between the middle of February, begin to early March. I'll talk more about that then. But I know the Friday Night Frights on February 6th is going to be, I'm doing a independent film that I helped finance a few years ago called 13 Fanboy, and it's starring a laundry list of Friday the 13th star actors and actresses. We got Kane Hodder, C.J. Graham, Deborah Voorhees, who stars and directed and wrote the story. We got Tiffany Helm. We got Judy Aronson. I mean, Larpart Lincoln, the late Larpart Lincoln, Jennifer Bonko. There's just a whole bunch of people, and it's the premise is this obsessed fan is stalking his favorite actresses and actresses from Halloween and Friday 13th, even though the only Halloween actress is Dee Wallace from the Rob Zombie one. But that's pretty cool. And I think the week after that, since it's Friday the 13th, I'm going to do a Friday the 13th, just a series spotlight over all the movies.
All right, that's cool.
Wow.
So that's pretty much it.
All right, Jeff. I know you don't have any shows, but I want you to. I saved this for you, so you can talk about something. Tell them what we got coming out tomorrow at noon.
What we got coming out tomorrow at noon is we're reviewing Marvel's original G.I. Joe run.
Yeah.
We're reviewing issue number 8, where G.I. Joe, I'm sorry, 7, where G.I. Joe and the October Guard, which is Russia's version of G.I. Joe, are they good allies or are they enemies? Tune in to see.
Let's find out. Well, can they trust the Soviets, or can they not trust them? We'll find out. You'll find out tomorrow at noon Eastern when the video premieres.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah, and knowing's half the battle. And then we got my main man, one of the nicest guys around, PSG Comics, aka Aaron, as Parallax calls him. What do you got coming up, Aaron? Talk about
Squirt gun
and all that, and about your stories and your music.
Yeah, I do the indie rock, also synth wave, stuff like that, but that's on the Psychotronic Squirt Gun channel, and all songs interconnect into one universe, kind of like a comic book. So it's a labor of love, and a lot of my friends support me on that, and I love it. But what we do on PSG Comics here on Mondays, we have like we do have a claims. It's a claim sale show, but it's also trading with friends and hang out, and it's just a really good time. So sub me up on the PSG Comics. Once a week, I drop a backroom comic book series. I have just comic books all over the place, like all my friends here. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
All right.
Sal Buscema, rest in peace, huh?
Sal Buscema.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
Falcon story.
Hey, I got a super chat here. I mean, a membership. We got a new member. My friend has now become a channel member. So, in honor of that, we're going to play you a membership video.
Well,
yeah.
We're going to play this one.
Let me out!
I love doing that. Thank you, Fable. Appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, Fable, you rock, dude.
Good friend, man. Y'all are all. And
a little bit down the road, I'm going to be on a couple of Fables movie reviews too. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be on this too. And we got also Pop Culture Philosophy. They're going to have a sci-fi month. And there's another. I can't remember the other one. I'm bad. Well, they got they're going to be doing like Starship Troopers and 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's going to be really great. If you're not subscribed to Fable, if you're not subscribed to any of these guys, Steve the Voice White, Fable, Trev the Shipping Guru, another great guy. He does a show. He just did a show today. I think it's Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. No, Wednesday. I'm sorry. Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, Trev. Yeah, we got Fable's a great guy. He's a great asset to the community. All you guys are. Sabrina, Steve, Jeff, all you guys. Jean Below, Tony.
Yeah, and I forgot to tell you, I'll have an unboxing on Sunday night.
Nice.
A win that I got on Only Slab.
Oh, great. And that sounds awesome. So anyway, guys, also check out my comic club. If you're interested in it, it's the, let me type it. Hold on. Black Order Comic Club. There's our website. We also have an Instagram, and we got some other stuff coming up with our YouTube channel. They're going to have, we might start having weekly shows or something. So my new schedule, before we go, let me make myself big again. Starting next week, the schedule will look like this. We'll start with Sunday. The Sunday Super Show Extravaganza is not changing. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern. We may let it last a little longer and do a little hangout / information, comic book preview show, which should be fun. And then Monday will be good / bad cinema, and we'll put a little question mark at the end. That'll be Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then the comic conversations will be at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. For now, it may be moving eventually. And then we have shows on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday for that matter. So we might throw in some stuff in there, but I'm trying to focus more on doing some more pre-recorded videos like Jeff, maybe Aaron and Tony. Maybe we can do some more reviews. And I've been trying to focus on my toy reviews and, try to diversify a little bit more. You know what I mean? We got movies, we got comics, we're going to have toys, and then we're going to do book reviews. And we may, we may do pre-recorded movie reviews and TV show reviews. I'm really wanting to get in and watching Wonder Man, so maybe we could review Wonder Man season 1 if any of you guys are game for that.
Woohoo!
But it'll be pre-recorded. We're going to do a lot of pre-recorded stuff too.
Yeah, we're tired of streaming.
If you're trying to play with the algorithm, you need some pre-recorded stuff as well, not just live streams. But anyway, guys, I love the live streams. I love the interaction.
Me too.
With all you people. I don't think of people as viewers or fans. These are my friends. That's the way you got to look at it. I'm not Mr. Beast or some ass clown like that. They're trying to make you sit in a motel that's been abandoned for 10 years for 30 days without leaving.
The algorithm heard that.
Yeah. Shout out to the algorithm. We love the algorithm.
Shots fired over Mr. Beast. I'm just going to say right now, he don't watch my channel. He's not a very good person. No. Anyway, but guys, I really appreciate it. But we all are good people. I know these guys are. Maybe not me. Don't listen to me. But I know these guys are. These guys are.
See my halo? There's a halo right here.
Right above Jeff's head.
And now I'm just rambling. I just want to say I appreciate all support for good cinema. It's not going away, actually. We said it's ending, but really it's a new beginning, like Fable said. So I love you guys, and we'll see you next time. But until next time, is it good? Is it bad? Who knows? But you know what? We're going to let you know, but it's a good movie, But anyway, guys, love y'all. It's time to go. Alley 3000.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snitchy boochies.